It says messianic overtones, Zechariah 13:7. It says, "Awake, O sword, against my shepherd, against the man who was my companion," end quote, declares the Lord's whole of hosts. The application of a meat to the shepherd elevates the companion to a unique status, distinct yet alongside Yahweh. Jesus applies this verse to himself in the eve of the crucifixion, Matthew 26:31, identify his substitutionary suffering as the stricken companion whose death scatters and eventually regathers the flock. The term, therefore, foreshadows the incarnation, God's equal standing among the people to redeem them. This is actually in the lexicon. It tells you how it's applied, the commentary on it, and how it's applied in Matthew 26:31. Like all this game plan. Who got another question, man? Let's just move on, bro.
Yeah, we can move on.
This is
I think the
crazy,
point is
bro.
made, bro.
Brother Kevin, are they trying to make those distinction as in between the natures of God the Father and God the Son, or what's going on?
No, it's just all it's saying is that Christ dying is the fulfillment of Zechariah 13:7.
Oh, okay.
Christ is quoting Zechariah 13:7 in Matthew 26:31 to note that the fulfillment of the prophecy that he is that fellow who is dying on the cross. That's dying and the sheep
Bingo.
are being scattered. That's it. That's all the verse is saying. It's not talking
Mm.
about community, covenant, older. If I gotta get Miss Ann some flour and all this crap, get that crap up out of here, man. It's got nothing to do with that. Just deal with what it says, man, instead of all this arguing and everything.
Listen, well, man, that was a lot, a whole lot of deflection. Listen, let me hit it. Let me hit the bulls out here. If the question is, are the father and the son equal? The answer to the question is that it's a both and. The father and the son are equal, and in another context, the father is greater. I'll give you just one example on each side of the coin. So here it is. Jesus said his father is greater, so that's non-negotiable and it's irrefutable. And where the father is greater, they are not equal. The father is greater in multiple ways, and I've heard it, but I'll just emphasize because when I speak, it's a stamp of verification. So here, well, of course they have the same nature because the father genuinely begat the son, which is another thing Trinitarians don't actually believe. But the Father literally beget the Son. He brought him forth. That's what the term beget means. You all are doing a whole lot of Hebrewing and Greeking. Well, why don't you honor what the term beget means? But that's okay. Oh, monogenes. We'll talk about how you all butchered that in just a moment as well. Boy, I didn't realize I would become with all these gripes. But listen, Jesus, it is said in John chapter 5 that the Jews wanted to kill Jesus for two reasons. Number one, he broke the Sabbath. How many know he broke the Sabbath? Okay, boom. That's what the book said. But not only did he break the Sabbath, but he said that God was his father, making himself equal with God. And he qualified what he meant when he said equal. When the text says equal in that regard, it qualifies. He says, uh, 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 whatsoever things the Father does, the Son does likewise. So now we know that the equality contextually from John chapter 5 that the Father and the Son share is an equality of performance of works. But the Father still is shown to be greater because Jesus said, well, the Son of himself can do nothing, the lesser, but what he sees the Father do, the greater. For the Father shows the Son everything he does, and the Son does it likewise. So as the Father quickens the dead and gives life to whom he will, so does the Son. And so they're equal in ability, but the Father is the one who granted
So,
that
bro,
to the
how
Son.
long do you need? Did you come to teach here? How long do you need?
Oh, let's be unequivocally clear. I am here to teach.
Yeah, say say what you have to say.
This is you can just show that they're one God here. So very very simple. So SJ, I wanted you to do something for me. Can we go to John 12?
Sure, I'd be delighted to.
All right. If we
Okay,
go
what
to
up?
John 12, let's go ahead and read from verse 37.
Sure.
And I'm
Why
going to go
not?
ahead and read it through this.
You're going to read?
Yeah, I'll read. I'll read.
Sure.
It says, though he had done so many signs before them, they still did not believe in him. So the word spoken by the prophet Isaiah might be fulfilled. So who is it that is being kept that they did not believe in him? Who's the him here?
But though he had done so many miracles before them, yet they believed not on him. That would be our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, the Son of the Most High God.
Very good, brother. So it says in 38, so that the word spoken by the prophet Isaiah might be fulfilled. Lord, who has believed what they have heard from us, and to whom has the arm of the Lord been revealed?
Sure.
Therefore, they could not believe, for Isaiah said again, he has blinded their eyes and hardened their hearts, lest they see with their eyes and stand with their heart and turn, and I will heal them. Could you go ahead and read verses 41 to 42 for me?
Sure. These things said Isaiah when he saw his glory and spake of him. Nevertheless, among the chief rulers also many believed on him, but because of the Pharisees, they did not confess him, lest they should be put out of the synagogue.
No problem, brother. So, according to this verse here, who did Isaiah see? According to John 12.
Are you asking particularly according to John chapter 12 and at
What you
verse
just
number
read, brother,
41?
is not
Excuse me.
it's a real
Are
simple
you
question.
pardon me? Are you asking specifically as it relates to verse 41?
Yes.
Well, verse 41 says that he saw Jesus' glory. Now, I understand that you're going to try to go to Isaiah chapter 6 and try to make a connection, but let me
Well,
just say
hold on.
this.
No. Hold on, bro. I just want you to answer the
I'm a
question.
bit
Okay.
confused.
No. You're not confused. You're
Let's
trying to
lower our
stifle.
tone, sir.
Okay, SJ.
Yeah,
My tone is lowered.
let's not get it twisted.
Now, SJ. Now, notice how you knew where the argument was going, but you're trying to stop it. I'm asking you a series of questions. So I had
Wait,
no problem.
Kevin G, real
Okay.
quick.
SJ, let
I'm
me
a
just
little
finish my
confused.
questions.
One moment.
You're
SJ,
not
stop
confused, bro.
running.
You're not
Wait,
SJ,
confused.
hold up.
just
SJ,
answer the
you're not
question,
confused. It's
SJ.
not
Wait a minute.
confusing, SJ.
Kevin G,
SJ
may
is
I
not
interject really
confusing.
quickly?
SJ, it's not confusing. Let's
Wait,
just read it. You
let me
just
interject briefly.
okay.
I'm not confused as to the race to the passage. I'm a little confused because I was getting ready to ask a couple questions, and now you're asking questions, and so I'm just trying to figure out what kind of show are we running here? How are
We're
we
not
doing this?
running a show. I'm just asking you some questions.
I'm
That's all
also
it
confused
is.
as to
It's not
why you're asking me
SJ, you
about this
said he can
passage.
ask
okay.
you
Yeah,
questions. You
you just
agreed
said I
to
could
it.
ask. You agreed. Now it's this whole
Are
thing
you
Okay,
about
what's
scared
the
you're trying
now?
to steer me
hold
around.
up?
So
Okay, hold up.
SJ, I'm gonna ask you a series of questions. Just hold on a second, all right?
Okay, and then
So
then
now
you'll take my
41
questions afterwards. Is that correct?
for sure. That's no problem.
Very well.
So okay, so SJ, in 41, who did
Yes, sir.
Isaiah said he saw?
He said he saw Jesus's glory. That's what he
Okay.
said.
All right. So you were right in what you said. I was going to go to next. But prior
Of
to
course.
going there,
I've
I
been doing
wanted
this
to
for a minute.
no
Very well,
problem.
might
No
I add.
okay, no problem, bro. That's fine.
Okay.
You don't have to pat yourself on the back.
Well, I did.
So from
Thank you.
Isaiah 6 and 1, it says, in the year of King Uzziah died, I saw the Lord sitting on the throne. Okay, what is Lord there?
That would be. What do you mean? What is Lord? Do you mean? Are you asking me what is
What is
Lord or
it?
who is Lord?
What does it mean?
Are you asking me what Yahweh means?
Well, I'm asking you, what does it mean? You just said Yahweh, right? So you just answered the question, right?
Well, let me tell you what
So
Yahweh
now,
is. Okay. Wait a minute. Hold
no.
up,
Yo,
sir. You're gonna have
SJ,
to
why
have a
do you
reasonable
keep?
conversation.
I
So
didn't ask you
Yahweh,
who
listen,
Yahweh
hear me.
is. I said, what is Lord? I didn't ask you who Yahweh
But you
is.
can't ask
I asked you,
what is Lord. You have to ask the proper question. So
okay, you answered it, brother. You
in
said
the year
Yahweh.
King Uzziah died,
Okay.
I saw the Lord sitting on a throne.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, Lord in
So,
this particular verse is not Yahweh, is Adonai. But what's next?
okay, hold on. Watch this. So we're going to keep reading. We're going to see. That's why I asked you what it meant. I was going to give you that.
Adonai means ruler.
SJ,
I'm
we're going to
answering your
keep
question.
reading.
Relax.
Okay, SJ,
I know
just
you ain't never
calm
dealt
down.
with a man like me, but relax.
Okay, bro, you keep patting yourself on the back. I don't know what the deal
I'm
is
not
here.
patting myself on the
Okay,
back. What are you
okay,
talking? That's
SJ,
weird.
let's just keep reading it, right? So now
Sure.
you said, hold on. Now notice, I didn't say who it was. You said Yahweh. Then you went back and said, "Oh, this doesn't say Yahweh. This says Adonai." I don't have a problem.
No,
You
I
just
was asking you
corrected.
to clarify your
You
question. That's
credit.
all.
Okay, bro. You just corrected yourself. That's all that occurred just now.
No, I was
Okay,
asking
now
you to clarify your question of what you didn't. So I just
SJ, can
corrected
we
it for
continue
you.
with the questioning, please? It's not that
Sure,
hard,
go
brother.
ahead.
Okay, now
This is low level, by the
SJ,
way, but go ahead.
SJ. Okay, if it's low
Wow.
level, then it should be easy. All right. In the year that the king Uzziah died, I saw the Lord Adonai sitting on the throne, high and lifted up. And the train of his robe filled the temple. Above him stood the seraphim. Each had 6 wings, and with 2 he covered his face, with 2 he covered his feet, with 2 he flew. And one called to another, saying, Holy, holy, holy is the Lord of hosts, whose whole earth is full of his glory. And the foundations of the threshold shook, and the voice of him who called, and the house was filled with smoke. And I said, Woe is me, for I am lost, for I am a man with unclean lips, and I dwell in the midst of the people of unclean lips. For my eyes have seen the King, the Lord of hosts. So now, right here in verse 5, All right. Right here in verse 5. Who is it that I said he saw?
He said he saw the Lord.
What does that mean there?
What does what mean? Be specific. What is
What is
what?
what is
What
what
is
does
that?
Lord mean there? How's it translated?
In verse 5?
Yes, sir.
Read the verse again.
Okay, I'll read it again for
Oh,
you.
you mean when he said the King, the Lord of hosts?
Let me read it again. You seem like you
Are you
got
referring
okay.
to Lord of hosts,
SJ,
sir?
SJ, SJ. Hold on a second. I'll read it again. And I said, "Woe is me." This is Isaiah speaking. For
I
I
got it.
am
Hey, I got it. I need you to
SJ,
relax.
SJ. I'm calm, bro. I'm reading the verse.
I
And I
got it.
said,
So you're
"Woe."
asking me what Lord means in verse 5,
Uh,
correct?
yeah, but
That's
I just want to
Yahweh.
read it and make sure the audience, because I don't want the confusion of the audience to be laid
No,
out.
it's
So,
okay. We're very
okay,
clear.
no, bro. Hold on. Just wait a second,
All
bro.
right,
It's not
just
hard.
don't agitate me, brother, because
Okay,
that's what you running that
okay,
risk.
okay.
I say you're
Listen,
agitating
okay,
yourself, bro. It sounds like you're
yeah, bro.
scared.
I like.
No,
Let's
I'm just saying
just
because
do
this
it.
is so low
So,
level.
so,
Like
so,
this
SJ,
approach is
okay,
just
okay, SJ. You keep talking
grimy
about
and
how
low level.
easy it is, and this, that, and the third. Well,
Right,
just
but you
listen,
taking why are you
enjoy.
taking your time? Let's get to the
He
money.
is. He's
Okay,
trying to,
no
but you
problem.
keep
So,
avoiding it.
yeah, bro.
Hey, Kyrie,
So,
zip it.
SJ, I'm asking you this question. So, here's what it says, right? And I said, "Woe is me, for I am lost, for I am a man of unclean lips, and I dwell in the midst of a people of unclean lips. For my eyes have seen, past tense, the King, the Lord of hosts."
Hmm.
What is Lord translated there?
That's Jehovah or Yahweh.
Okay. So back in John 12,
Yeah.
when the John 12 says that he said this when he saw his glory, there in verse 41, who is it in the context of John 12?
Well, in John chapter 12, when he said Isaiah spoke these things when he saw the Lord's glory, he's talking about Jesus Christ. I'm very confused as to what we're doing here right now.
Okay. And in Isaiah 6, who did Isaiah said he saw,
In Isaiah 6, Isaiah said he saw the Lord.
which is translated as?
Well, it depends. You ask me based on verse 1 or verse 5. One is
Well,
Adonai, one is Yahweh of
well,
hosts.
it no. So Adonai in verse 1, to give you some clarification, is the
I don't
same
need
God.
clarification.
Okay, SJ, you do,
Same
because you just
Ananias.
said,
It's the
yeah,
same
I
bro.
just need
person.
Yeah, bro.
no. He said when
SJ,
he said he
SJ,
saw the
SJ,
Lord,
can I
I'm asking
finish?
based on
Can
what
I
verse
finish
he's
my
talking
state?
about.
Yeah, no problem, SJ. So I think it's verse
Oh
6,
man, I
right?
forgot
So
how low level you Trinitarians can really
okay,
be.
no problem, brother.
This is
And we
just
apologize in
insanity.
advance. We apologize in
Hey,
advance. No
Kevin,
problem.
just know this,
So now
Kevin.
when you see
SJ would
the
never allow this in
uh
his room.
okay.
This, I just want you to know what he's doing
You
to you, he
you
would
right.
I
never
You
know.
allow.
absolutely right.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
absolutely right.
Yeah, I don't know what we're doing here. I'm just walking down these verses. That's all I'm doing. I'm not trying to entertain
Could you
folks and
get
do all
to
this
your
stuff.
question, brother? Because you ain't
All
doing
right, so
nothing.
SJ, if you don't mind, bro, so I like to clarify something you just said. Then I'm going to get to my
I'm gonna
question.
challenge
I'm
you
going to
to a
my
debate too. See what
okay.
you really
I'm
made
not
of.
going to accept anything from you, bro.
I
You're
bet you won't.
ridiculous. Okay, yeah. So SJ, let's just deal with this here,
You
right?
already know how
So
I
you
get
said
down. You found
okay,
that out a long time
SJ.
ago.
So
SJ, stop
I
speaking.
don't know what he's talking about, bro. All right, now,
Yeah. Okay.
so when you say either Adonai or Yah, okay, are you? Okay, let's be okay, man. We're good. We're good. We're all right. Okay. When you say Adonai or Yahweh in verse 5, they're actually the same. Adonai is just a circumlocution for Yahweh. In fact, he says, I have seen, meaning is noting what's happening in verse 1. Secondly, when you look at the definition of Adonai in the lexicon, it literally means a proper name of God only. So it's not talking about one person than another, it's actually talking about the same person. But verse
Okay.
5 is where we see the heavy emphasis, right? We see
Okay.
that it says here Yahweh. And according to your own admission, John 12 says the Son or Jesus is the one who he saw. Now, when we go, this is my final question. I'm just going to get here. In Deuteronomy 6 and 4,
Dang, he in
I'm gonna read it.
Deuteronomy
I'm
now.
gonna
What
read
is
it. I'm gonna
going
read it.
on?
I'm gonna read. Okay, brother. I'm gonna read this verse here. And I just want to
Oh
make
my
sure I understand.
God.
SJ, I
Yes,
just want to
sir.
make sure. Okay, SJ, it's not hard.
Sure.
Okay, so now it says, "Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one." So how many gods does Israel have?
Israel has one God, but the
And what
verse
is the name of
Deuteronomy.
that?
One
And what
more,
is the name of
sir.
that one
Sir,
God?
you have got to let me speak. You have got
Okay.
to let me speak.
Okay.
This is this is becoming very unreasonable.
It's not unreasonable, man.
Okay,
Your
hear me out.
interruptions.
Hear me out. You're asking me a question. I say two words, and all of a sudden you back. See, you act like you running this room. I don't like all that
No, no,
energy.
no. You
Calm down.
answered it, and I just simply said,
Okay,
"What is this?"
relax. Okay, let me
SJ,
just
it's not
let me
hard.
speak. Can someone interject? What the hell is going on here?
Okay, he's getting upset.
I
All
am
right.
getting very upset.
All
You're
right.
getting fried,
So,
SJ, and you're getting
No,
scared,
let me
bro.
speak. Let me
SJ,
speak.
Yeah.
Let
go
me
ahead.
speak.
Go.
Now, Kevin G, just hear me out. I mean no disrespect, but just listen. I know you're on defense right now because you realize that you're in the water with a shark right now. But
I'm
relax.
not on defense, man. I'm
So let
just
me just tell
asking you
you
some
what you've
questions,
done. Let
bro.
me tell you what you've done and what you've not allowed me to
Okay,
interact
so
with.
now notice what you're doing now.
Let
You
me
want to you
speak.
want hold on, no. You
Let me
want to
speak.
you're
I'm trying to
interjecting.
speak.
Hold on. Can somebody mute him up, please?
No,
Somebody.
you mute me up.
No. Okay. Okay, but somebody's got to deal with this.
No,
No.
you need to let somebody
Hey.
else. You've been talking the
No,
whole
no.
time. I
I'm
can't
still
even get a
Albanian,
word
make
asking.
in.
I'm still
Albanian,
asking
make
my.
this a
I'm
moderator, bro.
still asking my series of questions. And what you're doing is
But
you've been interjecting this entire time,
Hey,
interrupting with
Kevin,
small little
Kevin,
jokes and this, that,
Kevin,
and the third, bro.
Yeah,
Kevin,
Like, come on, man.
SJ,
Kevin. Hold on, hold on, hold on.
no,
No. But Kevin,
no
you told him there was
debate for
you said there
you.
was one.
One
You said there was
second.
one question less. So Kevin, just restate the question, let SJ answer, and then answer his questions. Just being fair. You said
yeah,
one
like what
question.
is
No, no,
going
no, no,
on
no.
here? This
I'm
guy is
walking
literally
them.
bulldozing.
Okay. All right. So, how many gods is in Deuteronomy 6:4?
Hero Israel, Yahweh our God, Yahweh is one. One God.
Okay. Very good. Go ahead.
Let me ask you a couple questions.
So who is that God again?
That's the Father. Everybody all right?
Well, what?
Now, wait a minute. I got a couple questions. It's on me now.
Now we
Cause
got you. You
ain't
did a
wait a
good
minute.
job,
Cause
Kevin.
wait,
Just
hold
answer
on.
his questions. Just
Yeah,
answer.
cause
Just
ain't
answer.
now one of you Negroes got the balls to see me in the council this evening, do you? Okay, that's a different conversation for a different day. Now let me say
This
this.
dude's sensitive, man.
Yeah,
Very,
let me say
very.
this. Let me say that. Hold on, one mic. Two questions for you, brother
Sure.
Kevin G. You in
Yep.
particular. Number
Hmm.
one, do you believe Jesus Christ is God? Yes or
Yes.
no?
Yes.
Number two, do you believe Jesus Christ has a God? Yes or no?
I do. Yep. In the sense that he took on flesh.
Number three,
Hmm.
as God, does Jesus have a God? Yes or no?
Yes. That's correct.
Is Jesus God as a man? Yes or no?
Is Jesus God as a man?
Is
Yes.
Jesus God
He
in his
has.
humanity? Let me
Yes.
clarify the
Correct.
question.
Yes. Yes.
So as God, Jesus Christ has a God. Is that correct?
Yes. That's
All right.
correct.
So is that a God that has a God?
Yes. That's correct.
And how many gods would that be?
There'll be one God. Well, here's why I say that. Well, I know you sound just like you're like a more well-read Laurent. So let me so let
Oh,
let me clarify that for you.
oh.
I
Bro, you don't
actually
have
had
to
you, bro.
scream through your
Hold
mic,
on, bro. It's
SJ.
real quick. It's just real quick. Now, if everybody heard the reason why I went through my questioning, is because now your argument is useless. Here's why. Because when we read Deuteronomy 6:4 and you admitted as one God, you said that God is the Father. Yet when we go to Deuteronomy 6:4 and you admitted this is the one God, yet in your affirmation, when we read John chapter 12, you actually acknowledged that this was Jesus being spoken of here.
That's
When we
actually
went
not
to
true.
Isaiah, when we went to you did.
That's actually
When we
not. I
went,
actually never made
okay,
that admission.
yes, you did, sir. So the room is
Well,
recorded,
let
by
me
the way.
clarify for you. I
Okay,
never did because you
You don't
never
need
gave
it.
me
You
the
don't need it. You don't
opportunity.
need it. Hold on, bro. You don't.
Because remember, you
Let me
jumped from
finish.
John 12 to
Okay,
Isaiah
no,
6 to
SJ,
Deuteronomy
SJ,
4.
SJ, SJ. No, I didn't. Okay, so stop with that. So now this is how you get. Okay, good. Somebody kicked him out, and I really don't care for him being here. Now notice he cut himself. He said that in Deuteronomy 6:4, the one God is Yahweh, and that's the Father. Yet when we read John 12, he says that the one who Isaiah saw was Jesus. I then went to Isaiah 6, which he was familiar with, and when we read it, he concluded he is both called Adonai and Yahweh. Notice he cut himself from that point. Because if Yahweh is only the Father, why did he identify as Yahweh being the Son in Isaiah 6? It's over with. And
It
notice
was
he
over.
says they
It's
have
over from
one
the
God.
beginning. It was over from
We
the
all
beginning.
heard him.
Yeah, it
The
was
only
already over with, bro.
the only way he can say that is if when you went to Isaiah, he says that he has to say the verse 1 is about somebody different than verse 5. But we know the
Yeah,
context is talking
just
about the
like
same
when we
person.
ask
It's
about
that
John
simple, bro.
1:1, they don't
Well,
agree
well,
that it's the same word of God as in John 1:14. So the same way they avoid that one, the same way they're trying to avoid this one now.
no. The argument here is a bit different. So here's the slickness that people try to do in Isaiah chapter 6. In Isaiah 6, notice what it says. In the year that King Uzziah died, I saw the Lord Adonai sitting on the throne, high and lifted up, and the train of his robe filled the temple. Now go to verse 5. Notice how it reads. Then I said, woe is me, for I am lost. For I'm a man of unclean lips, and I dwell in the midst of a people of unclean lips, for my eyes have seen. Now, that's past tense, right?
Mhm.
That means that the Adonai mentioned in verse 1, which is only for God, is the one he's addressing in verse 5. I
Yep.
saw and I have seen. That's to the same person. So when he tries to make the argument there, he's breaking grammar rules, saying, I saw Adonai, then I saw, then for some reason, I don't understand. Why don't SJ write a paper so all the Jews can get on this new doctrine that of chapter 6, verse 1 through 6 is actually talking about two gods? I don't understand that, right?
Unless Kevin, we see Isaiah seeing God face to face, like
Nah,
God the Father,
nah.
which it says the Father. So how many times did Isaiah see God?
He saw God one time.
That's what he's referring. So
Right. He doesn't know what he's talking about. When he
Yeah,
try,
but
see
you
his
cooked
art.
him
Yeah, he's done. Yeah, he's done.
from the very beginning, bro. He affirmed it was Jesus twice. Like the replay is on. Like he just got scared, bro. It was hilarious.
no, I moved him down. He's still down, I think.
Nah, he
Yeah,
left. He left
he's
immediately,
still.
bro. Like he knew he was cooked.
Oh, is it okay?
Especially when Kevin mentioned that the replay is on. He knew it was over from then because he knew he agreed that it was Jesus, and he agreed to it twice because he kept trying to cut Kevin off because he knew where Kevin was going.
Yeah, see that's why the only way he tried to argue is try to say Adonai is different. He's used to dealing with people that's just like they don't really look into this or anything like that. I don't know what he deals with, right? He's very prideful. He's
You
an
know when
arrogant guy, you know.
you know when he said to you, "Can you read again the verse?" and you didn't get to read all, and he says, "Oh yeah, I know now." I think he was googling the answer.
I don't know what he was doing, but he failed on that point. Because here's what he admitted on his stage with replays. Jesus is the one seen in John 12 by Isaiah. Number two, Isaiah 6 is actually talking about Yahweh that he saw. He admitted that in Deuteronomy 6:4, Yahweh is only the Father because it says one God. And then when we just concluded, now he's saying, "Well, wait a minute, you called Jesus Yahweh." He says, "No, I did not. I didn't say that was Jesus." He had to lie in order to backpedal what he was saying. The dude does not know how to argue.
SJ was the one that left the room. He wasn't kicked out. I don't think Albanian kicked him. Albanian, you
No,
didn't
no,
kick
I
him
didn't
out.
kick him. I moved him down just to let him speak.
Oh,
To
okay.
let Brother Kevin speak. He was
Okay.
down, but
Okay.
yeah.
Also, James said he had his hand raised. I don't know if
Well,
he's still.
I
I
did
got
invite James. He can click on his
I
PTR
got a
and he
question
can
regarding that
come
Okay.
up.
argument. So why he quoted First John 4, verse 12? Because Isaiah, if Isaiah seen God the Father, Isaiah is that would be an incident before Jesus came on the scene on earth. But Jesus says no one has ever seen the Father. Um, is that mean John is telling can I just finish my question, please? I mean, is John is making a statement that Jesus is not utter. That would be contradicting because Jesus says no one has ever seen the Father. That means in the past tense. So if Isaiah has seen the Father, that statement of Jesus is incorrect.
That would be right. You would be right on
So
that.
so
Yeah, we
either
agree. He never saw
no,
the Father.
No, no,
no, but
no.
and
That's John's point. John is making a good point. He's saying against SJ, if John is saying this, then SJ cannot be right because he did not see the Father. And if that person he saw is called Yahweh, that defeats it.
no,
Yeah.
no, but the fifth verse says the Lord of hosts, that talking about the Most High Yahweh,
No,
don't it?
well, Lord of hosts. Uh, okay, so I don't know where you got that from. That's talking about the Most High Yahweh as if it's talking about the Father, because Most High is not exclusive to the Father. Most High is just used about Yahweh in general,
Did the verse
and we
mention
know this
Yahweh
when
in
we
it?
go through this.
Did Isaiah?
But that's
Yeah,
the thing, Kevin.
One
That's the
second.
thing.
The
He's
Yahweh's
arguing. Hold on. You're arguing that no one has ever seen the Father, but yet you consider the Most High to be the Father in this verse. So you're contradicting the Bible right
no,
now
no, no, no.
because he's seeing the Most High and he's seeing the Father in your view, in your point of view.
okay, so watch this.
I'm
So
saying
watch
Isaiah.
this.
Does the statement
So
exclude Isaiah? You have to say the statement exclude Isaiah,
no, I can show
or
you. So
just make a mistake.
no, I can show you. It's real easy. Okay, so in John 12, Christ is identified the one Isaiah saw. In Isaiah 6, Isaiah saw Yahweh sitting on the throne. Now, here's what we're going to do. Let's go to now Psalms 83 and 18. Psalms 83 and 18.